How have you been?
Fine.
Good, good. Busy week?
Kind of. Not really.
Fair. Hmm.
Had to go into work a lot more this week than normal. Well,
Uh,
the new normal, anyways.
I'm so tired of that whole idea of new normal. Like, I didn't like the old normal, but I liked it a lot better than the new normal. Can, can we just be honest about this? And by we, I mean basically just me, without getting yelled
Yep,
at.
just you. I like the new normal.
Well, I'm about to have a new normal. Fingers
Next
crossed, Lord.
job?
Don't know yet. I have a formalized interview Monday.
Sweet.
I've taken the day off. I'm actually kind of hoping that number one, I get it. Number two, it doesn't actually start until next year
Why?
because of how things are played out with my present position's um, time off schedule.
Ah.
And if I, so what they do is they prorate you all of your time off for the year on January the 1st. And then if you should leave before the end of the year, any time off that you have not used, you get to, I mean, they just cut you a check and pay it to you.
Uh-huh.
And so you can carry over a certain amount from one year to the next. And this year, because nobody's gone anywhere, they've doubled that amount. So I can carry over 80 hours of time off from this year to next year. And then I'll get prorated all of my time off for next year on January the 1st. And then if I quit January the 1st, I get about a $3,000 check. Or $3,000 to $3,200, something like that.
That would be nice.
That'd be very nice. It would really help pay off the gun I bought. Wait, I can't say that anymore.
It would really help what?
We're not going to go back and talk about it because
So you mean I actually have to listen to this now?
um, so some things that are being done right now may not be such legal things that could be done after January the 20th. And so I am going to try and remove as much footprint as I can from the internet about things that may or may not and totally were things that I did in anticipation of things potentially not being allowable after January the 20th. Not that there's anything to look forward to or to associate with that particular day, which would cause some things to not be allowable. But in that eventuality where it does happen, I may have a bunch of boat memes in my Discord that reference that heavily.
Wow, that was a lot of everything being said with nothing being said.
You betcha. uh, I'm a master at that.
Mm,
By the time we got to the end, did you know what I was talking about, Masters?
I knew what you were talking about when you started.
Yeah. See? I'm a master at this. I didn't say I was the master because that's still you. But I am a master at saying nothing. Actually, there's a TED Talk. I don't really watch that many TED Talks anymore because I saw all the good ones on YouTube, unless there's new ones that I'm not aware of. But last I saw, I'd seen all the good ones. Anyway, but there's a TED Talk on there about how to give a TED Talk. And it's like 8 minutes long, and he says absolutely nothing. And it is just the most glorious thing I've ever seen. I'll post it in the chat here, or not the chat, the Discord. How to give a oh my.
Gabby, what populated your autocorrect?
So apparently, the number one thing get on YouTube that comes up when you type in "how to give a blank." So some of these are obvious, like at the bottom, down towards the bottom. How to give a cat a shower. I don't know why you'd want to, but okay. How to give a cat liquid medicine.
I used to give my cats a shower when I was showering.
How to give dogs
They would
medicine.
be walking around the edge of the bathtub, and I would just pick them up and give them a bath as well.
Some of them are like, practical. How to give a haircut for men. How to give a back massage. How to give a foot massage. The number one result. And I'm actually going to screenshot this so that people can... Now, darn it. All right, there we go. Do this and new. The number one result right there. In the YouTube search bar.
How to give a hickey?
How to give a hickey.
You were drudging on for too long, so I looked it up myself.
I know, but like, at what point does this like, why would, I mean, I'm not that smart of a person, and I actually made this joke on Twitter a couple days ago that I have 30 years of experience in not having any experience. But I thought this was just kind of like something that was known and not really something that you had to learn how to do. I mean, anyway.
Learn how to do well.
But
that's just practice. That's not looking it up on the internet. Not that I'm saying giving a hickey and doing it well. There's no way to give somebody a hickey well. It's a stupid thing. Stop sucking on their neck so damn hard. Or other places.
I'm kind of curious. I might want to see some of these videos. Oh, Lord.
I'm really tempted to click on it, but I'm not gonna.
I can't right now because everything's going to go straight to my headphones and then we'll all be watching it. But I am actually very curious as to why this is a thing on you, like the number one search thing on YouTube. Like, by a lot. And there are so many videos. Let's see. Okay, so it's not that bad. Like, they're not super long. There's like the longest one here I've seen is like 8 minutes, which there's 11. No, that's a different topic. Okay, so like 8 minutes. Nope, take it back. There's one here 16 minutes. That must be the one that needs to be watched. But like, by the time you watch that whole video, it's my perception, again, 30 years experience of having no experience, it's generally my perception that you could have just figured it out on your own.
Yeah.
And had a lot more fun. Broken perceptions are what they are, and I clearly am the one with the broken perception, but yeah, why don't you just... Also, I don't know why we're on this, but here we go. Actually, I know exactly why we're on this, because I tried to look up how to give a TED Talk, and something else came up, which was not what I was looking for. But while we're there, so, Masters. Mm-hmm. I'm certain that you are familiar with the idea of the talk.
Of course, I'm 30 years old.
I'm saying, I figured you would.
I've never had the talk, but I'm familiar with the concept.
Okay. Oh. Okay, so I thought I was going to say you probably had a better experience with this than I did, which, I mean, debatably you still have. but be that as it may, so my dad, when I was like 14, he decided it was time to have the talk. I'm just thinking about this now. There are, in fact, two of the talks that are had. There's like the racial one, and then there's the one that I was getting on.
The racial one?
Yeah. So, like, it's referred to, so they refer to it as just the talk. And the idea is that if you're pulled over,
racial people give to their racial kids.
Yeah.
I thought you were saying the talk about, your dad gave you the talk about people of color. I'm like, what? I want to hear this talk.
No. I mean,
But
like,
no, I know what you're talking about now. Yes.
yeah. I mean, I was also told, hey, when the police officer pulls you over, here's what you do. Okay. But that's neither. Apparently it's different. Actually, this is a curiosity point. I hear about the talk a lot. I want like a third eye. I feel like it would dramatically improve my understanding of other people if I could sit in on one of the talks. That could be very beneficial. I wonder why no one has done this before. Somebody on YouTube.
I sent you a video where the guy basically does the talk. That was like 10, 11, 12 episodes ago.
Did?
Yeah.
I don't recall.
It was back. It may have been in like the first or second. But it's about an actor, or it's an actor talking to some of the Critical Role cast, and he explains to them the talk that he had from his dad and how he, uh, is gonna have to give that to his kids one day and all this other stuff, and he goes through all the BS that he's had to deal with, um, where like a cop pulled him over, and asked him whose car he was driving, and it was his car that he was driving, and yeah, just a bunch of BS. But yeah, I sent you a video about that.
I am looking for it right now because I don't recall this at all.
Probably way back in our. I can find it.
I'm in July, so yeah. Wow, I was a messed up person back in July. Still am, because I still find that meme funny. I said I was a messed up person back in July, and then I said I still am because I still find that meme funny. Oh yeah. Also, I made a realization today while I was watching Monkey's stream. I've discovered who his celebrity doppelganger is. I've not told him. I don't know if he's ready for it.
Who is it?
I'm looking it up. Pulling up a picture. I'm going to post it, and you can tell me just how right I am, and then.
According to Brokebutt, me and Mumbles are his doppelgangers.
I disagree.
I disagree as well, but that's Brokebutt for you.
I think it's better to say that it's kind of like a Pokemon evolution, but it's.
Which stage am I?
You're stage number 2 by her estimation.
What do you mean? Why do you say that?
Because that's what she told me last night.
No, he does. Okay, maybe he does. Okay, I'll concede the point.
I know it's Monkey.
I was like, no, wait, kind of. Actually, yeah.
You know who that is?
I went from denial to acceptance really fast.
Skipped a bunch of steps in the middle. They're just like, yeah, that's totally him.
Oh.
Do you know who this fine gentleman is?
I can't remember his name, but yes, I know who he is.
Okay. Good. Then we don't have to tell people who are actually tuned into the Discord. We could just let it be a thing.
All right. So why am I the middle evolution?
Well, you're not the middle evolution. There's actually like 4.
Okay, why am I the second evolution?
Because okay, so let me find that conversation.
How about you just tell me before you find it?
Well, I'm trying to. So she was saying how you and Mumbles and Monkey, to her mind, all look the same. And I said, if you think that's something, you should see Kuya. And so I sent.
Oh, this is the private conversation.
Yeah, and so I sent her the picture of Kuya in the Sailor Moon wig, which was not helpful. But then she sends back a picture of you in a blonde wig, and I'm like, oh, this is really not helpful.
She sent me that picture the other day.
Mm-hmm.
She was like, I don't know why I have this picture, but here it is.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I know why you have that picture.
And then I sent her the picture of Kuya from PAX last year. And that didn't help it at all. So in her mind, it was going to be like you as like the first evolution, and then it was going to be Mumbles, and then it was going to be Monkey. But now it's like she thinks I also fit into this evolutionary thing somehow. Actually, no, I take it back. You're number 3. So it starts with me for whatever reason, and then it goes to Mumbles, and then it goes to you, and then it goes to Kuya, and then it goes to Monkey.
I don't understand.
Okay. So first things first, I don't have a beard in most of my pictures. There's a couple of them I do, not enough. So evolution number 1, a beard is grown. Evolution number 2, from Mumbles to you, the hair starts to go. Evolution number 3, from you to Kuya, the hair is gone. It's just gone. Evolution number 4, from Kuya to Monkey, they get a hat and cover the bald spot.
But Monkey's not bald.
I know, but I know this because I walked up to his house. Because I walked up to his house at 1:00 in the morning with a mask on.
Yes, I know.
Yes. So as much fun as that was. So yeah, it's just kind of like this progression thing. But I mean, so in her mind, she's never seen Monkey without his hat. So in her mind, he's also bald under the hat. So it just works for whatever reason. I don't understand. I should get her on here and have her explain it.
Nah, I'm good.
And then we can kick her back out. That's how that works, right?
That's how it would work, yes.
Somehow I feel like I'm suddenly in danger because I said those words. Just a sneaking suspicion. Anyway, I have no idea where I was going with any of this. Started with how to give a TED talk. Ended up at how to give a hickey. Oh, the talk. So I was going to tell about how I had the talk with my dad, and that was not a great experience because. Have you ever had like a course in college or in high school or something where you kind of got the feeling like the teacher didn't know the material?
No. I've had teachers that very obviously understood the material but didn't know how to convey it to us. Like those people that are so daggum smart that they can't break it back down. It's like they understand it at such a high level they can't break it down for you.
Understand.
Of course, some people say that if you can't explain a concept to a kindergartner, then you don't understand the concept well enough.
This is true.
So there's that argument to be made. But yeah, I've had several professors that I'm like, this guy is way too smart for me because he obviously knew what he was talking about, but I just couldn't understand what he was talking about.
Right.
And I wasn't the only one in the class that felt that way.
Right. Yeah, that's not how my dad was.
I've never had a teacher that I went, do you know what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Now I've been the smart aleck class when a teacher made a minor mistake and pointed it out every single time.
Oh, I do
That's
that all
a
the
different
time.
story.
Yeah,
that's a flaw in myself.
That's just fun. That's just fun. Like I almost got tossed out of a Bible class one time in Bible college because I pointed out time frame discrepancy between the writing of the book of Acts and it's just basically I pointed out that the professor was wrong by about 20 years and they were not very happy with that. But that's neither here nor there. The point is, my dad, when he was trying to have the talk with me, he didn't really do a great job. Like he provided no details. He said that he emphasized none of the positives, all the negatives, I'm like, once I figured out like what he was talking about, because he's also a master of saying a lot of things but not actually saying anything. Um, Once I figured out what he was actually saying, I was like, this is not helpful.
Yeah, I think that's one of the major downfalls of Christianity is sex education
Yeah,
because they don't want to talk about it, but it needs to be talked about, or else you have rampant,
kids.
things going on.
Yeah, it really is in the truest sense of the word a self-propagating cycle.
Yes, yes.
I should not make that joke, but I did. Um. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
so
Pun is noted.
he's trying to have this conversation with me, and it's just not going well. Um, and then the other version of the talk that I had was actually considerably more informative, but for all the wrong ways. Um, I think I might have mentioned this before about the time that I was acting up around my grandfather, and my mother pulls me in and says, "You need to have a talk with this boy."
Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah, that was
Yeah.
the other version. I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to work through this and try to remember why I started down this path. Because now that I'm here,
Hickeys.
oh yes, that's the thing.
We've had that conversation about 30 times this podcast.
And we're not even 30 minutes in. Anyway, so it's kind of like, yeah, at a certain point, you got to just kind of sink or swim. So when I was dating the Malagasy girl, she had zero filter at all, like zero filter, and it was cultural, so it came off as being really cute. But she still had zero filter whatsoever, and so she told me this joke, and it's one of those things where I'm going to say it, and it's not going to be nearly as funny as when she said it, because she said it in innocence, and I understand exactly what's going on here, and it's just going to come off as dirty. But here we go. So this fellow marries this blushing young woman, and they're deeply, madly in love, and everything's great. And uh, on the way out the door, Dad like stops him, gives him a hug, and says, "Son, I'm so proud of you. It's a great day. I know we never quite had the talk, but if you have any questions, just feel free to call me." So a couple hours go by. Dad gets a phone call. He says, "Dad, I think it's about to happen. I don't know what to do." So the dad gives him some instructions. He says, well, you get her in the bedroom and uh, take all her clothes off. He says, okay. Who does that? A couple minutes go by. Dad gets another phone call. Dad, so I did what you told me to do, and I don't know what to do next. And then he says, well, you gotta kind of hug her and kiss her and make sure she's like, she okay, okay. A couple minutes go by and gets another phone call. It's the son again. Dad, I don't know what to do. His dad kind of getting a little frustrated at this point. Here we go. He says to his son in a less than loving manner. He says, "Well, what you do is take the hardest part of your body and you stick it where she pees," which is terrible advice, by the way.
Bad women's anatomy.
Bad women's anatomy. Yes. A couple minutes go
by.
by.
Subreddit.
Yep. A couple minutes go by. His dad gets another phone call. Hey, Dad, it's me. I got my head in the toilet now. What do I do now? What do I do next? Oh.
Flush it and leave.
Clearly, nothing's going to happen.
Not ready for this.
And I'm like, oh dear. And you have to understand, like, this is this very pretty girl, very cute, nice voice by my estimation, great, just very odd accent, and it's just like she's just telling this to me like totally straight faced. I'm like, I can't even begin to believe how I'm supposed to deal with this at this moment. Um, Also don't know how we got there, but here we are. Wow, it's been a week, and apparently it's not over yet. Oh, I need therapy or something. I should have gone
I
to the
agree.
I should have gone to the range today. I didn't do that. I thought I was gonna have a D&D campaign, and then I thought I was gonna have a Pathfinder campaign, and then that didn't happen, and then I missed the D&D campaign that I was that I would really like to be a part of. Now I am sad. How's your week been, Mr. Masters?
Uneventful. I had to go into work and do some stuff, and eh.
Yeah, I went into work every day. Not fun. got got 4 phone calls from the post office trying to hire me, and I'm like, oh, apparently you guys really want me. All right. That was good.
So,
Yes.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Talk about that.
I mean, we can.
How do you think it went?
Well, I know I didn't say this on here. I know for a fact I haven't said it on here, but I may have said it to you at some point. In 2009, I went to South Africa. And when I was in South Africa, it was about 3 or 4 weeks after they had their national election.
I was talking about the campaign.
Oh, that one. All right, let's change venues very quickly. So yeah, I'm like, why is Massive?
Anybody wants to say what you think about that part of Tuesday can go look at your Twitter.
Yeah, pretty much. Although I will say this, I'll finish my thought about South Africa. In South Africa, after the election, they were very pleased to be able to report that after their election, only 30 people had been killed at that point. I'm very happy that we have a much lower body count than that at this point. I think that's a good way of expressing it. Yeah. Let's keep politics on Twitter. Let's do D&D. We began with a tragedy. Sort of.
Really, that was more of the middle of the session.
Well,
Early. Okay, I'll say it was early middle.
It took me like an hour to come up with a concept and then to like stat him out. So, for those who are not in on this, I lost another character. 3, same campaign. This is week 6, or is this week 5?
That was week 6.
That was week 6.
That was session 6. So you're averaging
1 every 2 weeks.
2 sessions a character.
Although, since I now have Wortley at the beginning of the last session, he's probably going to die next session because he can't be around for 2 weeks.
Oh. No, he has to stay forever.
Like, I finally got my chef voice down. I think I was really kind of hitting like maybe a 75-80 on impersonating Boss Nass. And then he died. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do now? I had no plans. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll just stay in the voice so I can, like, just figure this out. Well, like, Chef was designed to die, so I'm not really broken up about him dying. I was very happy that I didn't have to keep doing the voice.
I'm broken up about it. I wanted him to be your forever character.
Well, now we have Wortley. And he's amazing. He was not intended to be amazing. I was trying to do something with Sean Connery, and I couldn't think of anything for Sean Connery. I now have thought of something for Sean Connery, so when Wortley dies, I'll have something to fall back on.
When Wortley dies.
It's inevitable. But so Wortley is a turtle because I keep having to invent characters with higher and higher ACs to try and live more than one encounter. Is there okay? Okay, so by technicality, Po Shu died in the first encounter. It took 2 weeks to do it.
Not the first encounter.
I mean, I know what you're saying, but you're right and you're wrong because there was multiple encounters, but it was really all one large encounter. So Poshu never made
It
it
was
past the.
one day.
It wasn't even a full day.
You're right. It was several hours within a day.
Yeah, and it's like one thing led to the next, led to the next, led to the next, and all of the enemies were part of one larger cohesive force. We just weren't fighting the entire thing all at once. I maintain
That's not
Poshu
an
died in the
entire
first encounter.
No, that's not how encounters work.
You are allowed to be wrong. Um. Anyway,
I'm the DM. I can't be wrong.
that's not true. Proved that. What was it? 2 weeks ago. Anyway, that's a different campaign. So Poshu dies. Mishka, she lived 2 encounters. No, she lived 1.5. Chef died in the first encounter. Like,
So what you're saying is Wortley's going to die before we get to an encounter.
please no deck saves. He's not going to make it. He's got like a +5 on deck saves, but he's not going to make it. This is what happens when I'm just left to my own devices.
Oh my goodness. So I posted that meme
Mm-hmm.
in the Discord. Specifically for the lawful boring,
Yeah.
trying to be subtle. And then Ducky came in and said, I'm smack in the middle. And I'm like, mm, mm.
No. That's. I mean, I maintain my reaction. Some would view it as a joke. I'm looking at this as more of a challenge.
So I was seriously waiting for her to for her character to say that she was not gonna go, and it still might happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I've told Monkey this: if her and or Foxy say that they're not gonna go to where you guys need to go for the campaign,
Right.
I'm gonna tell her, okay, make a new character then.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what your character would do, then your character is no longer part of this campaign.
That's fair. I mean, I kind of still have the dream of someday cornering you into directing a campaign into turning the entire party into goat farmers. But that is a much larger undertaking than what is presently being done.
If the entire party decides to become goat farmers, the campaign will end, and I will never DM for you guys ever again.
This will be fun. It'll be like the most epic story ever. Although I do really I think some of these are really good. So you got your lawful ignorant, which is really my default. Because I only half pay attention about half the time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, in my defense, when someone goes on a 20-minute diatribe about how they're not coming with us, I'm like, well, this is only going to end one of two ways.
Oh, absolutely. When Ducky starts quote unquote RPing,
Mm-hmm.
I start playing games on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't mind good RP, but saying every 5 seconds and well then she
Well, I mean, in fairness, she does that normally.
I know. But anyways, I am firmly in the true opportunist / chaotic stupid, because uh, it's either the story is progressing like normal. This is what my character would do in this situation.
Uh huh.
Or the story is not progressing. Let's see what happens.
Fair. Um, I have successfully pulled off the neutral foolish though. That is my great claim to fame.
When did you do that?
When I was Kern, I walked up directly behind the master of the ship, and I was like, "Excuse me, sir, would you be like?" I was just asked him like, "Is there anything we could do to help you?"
You didn't befriend him. He
I
instantly killed you.
I tried to befriend him.
You tried. You did not succeed.
That qualifies as neutral foolish. I didn't even get to make a roll on that. You just killed me.
You did make a roll. It's called your AC. He exceeded it.
Like you didn't. I didn't get to do it for persuasion or performance or nothing.
No, you
just
don't
did.
persuade somebody that's chaotic evil.
Worth a shot. Wait a second. At the time, you said he was lawful evil.
I don't have the stats.
I'm gonna retcon this, bring him back to life. Remember, Masters, if you keep killing my characters, he is still in the hopper. Pun intended.
Still in the hopper?
Yeah.
Are we playing paintball now?
He's a frog.
Yes, but that's the only other term that I could think of for hopper.
Hopper is just
paintballs in.
It's a general use term for something that you use to like store something until you need to use it. You know, like hoppers in Minecraft.
Is that what they're called?
Yes.
Oh.
Surprise! I know. Sass is the one who does all the heavy lifting. Thank you, Sass, on that, by the way. The 3 or 4 times we've actually been able to benefit from it.
Pay attention goodly.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. One of these days I'll get to be lawful cruel. That sounds like fun. But yeah.
Maybe even in Mumble's campaign.
I don't qualify characters that I play that are NPCs as proper as like for any of these, because those are like, yeah, those.
So we did a one shot on Thursday because Bramble's in the process of moving everything over to Foundry.
Uh-huh.
And I played a dwarf barbarian.
Mm-hmm.
And halfway through the session, Micro, his character was a basically Calliope 1.2.
Okay.
And apparently he was chaotic evil or neutral evil. And so we came across a group of kobolds, and he tried to put them all to sleep. But some of them had more HP than he thought, and so it didn't work quite as well as he thought. And so he got started getting stabbed.
Mm-hmm.
And if Bramble hadn't been the next person in line, Bramble was de-escalated the situation, and they came to a truce. But while Bramble was talking, I messaged him and I said, "Quick retcon of my backstory. I'm secretly your muscle." And he said, "Heck yes." And had it been my turn, I was going to flank with him and us just take out the kobolds together. It was going to be great. But then they just de-escalated the situation. It was sad.
It is sad when you're not able to randomly kill folks.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I used my droopy voice for that campaign.
Your droopy voice?
Mm-hmm.
What's your droopy voice?
I'm happy.
That's pretty good.
Yes, I'm very aware of how good it sounds.
That's actually pretty legit. I'm gonna that's minor applause.
This is one of the 5 members of my voice that I can actually do pretty well.
Why have we never heard it before? Because this is by far the best. It's
Really? You're gonna put Droopy above Shaggy? And
okay.
Stitch?
Okay, so I'm referring to just like straight up the D&D character voices that come up, like the woman voice is almost enough to make me stop playing. We had the issue on Tuesday where we had 3 different characters who all had the same voice who were talking to each other.
Oh.
Some might consider that to be a problem.
Oh my goodness.
Like when Ducky's like, "So Mayor, I'm not the mayor." Well, you sound like him. You might start having to like do a face cam and just like change hats for every different person who's talking. Let's see. Do you remember the episode of Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Yes, I know what you're going to say.
The painted lady.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You should be Shu. Like that would actually be a really cool idea to be a character like that. You have to like, you'd have to start at a certain level. Like at least whatever number of levels it is that you have for personalities, and then when you're that personality, you can only use the things that are attributed to that particular that particular class. That'd be kind of interesting.
Sorry, I'm too busy being amazed over here.
About
This thing I just posted. Artists amaze me on a daily basis.
Okay, what do we got here? Just stand here for a second, please. Okay, is this gonna blow my speakers out or my ears off?
No.
Okay.
I have it muted, so well, actually, it doesn't have sound.
Right. Oh dear. Yeah, I'm just depressed now.
Yeah. Huh?
That's unfair. Like he's got a mop that he's using as a paintbrush.
Yeah. Well, it's not really a mop. It's more like a.
It looks like a mop when he's doing the face.
It looks more like a barbecue brush.
When he's doing the face, it's a straight up mop.
Oh, that was a mop. You're correct. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and then he uses his hands for the shirt.
Mm-hmm. And for the hand.
Yeah. That's insane.
I am depressed. Add that to the list of things I'm never going to be able to do. Ever. That's just cheating at life.
What, being good at things is cheating?
Yeah. Why can't you just be mediocre like me?
I'm not even mediocre. I'm just bad. Oh my goodness. The pun is too strong.
What pun is too strong? Also, all the puns are too strong today. We were watching Monkey do his 24-hour live stream. Of course it's too strong. Oh dear. Oh dear. Yeah, that's awful. Is that from Broke Butt?
Mandalorian. What?
Is that from Broke Butt?
No, it's not. It's Reddit.
Because apparently she is some sort of
Obsessed with pandas?
Yes.
Yes, she has a panda obsession. Apparently she has a panda eye, where she can spot a panda from a mile away.
That sounds suspicious. or suspect, or both. Probably both. How would that even work?
This is for your eyes only, but my jaw dropped.
Oh dear. Oh dear. That's usually not a good thing. Oh, I've seen that before. I've been on the internet a long time, friend. You got to do better than that. That's a terrible thing to say, isn't it? Masters,
Huh? What?
we need to talk. We need to talk some more about this Tuesday campaign.
Okay. What about it?
Well, number one, I don't know how effective Wortley's going to be because he's just kind of there. He's probably going to die in like 2 episodes, probably maybe from Ducky, depending on on how annoyed she gets. But
Oh, can't kill party members.
that hasn't been working out real well for me so far.
You can't straight up kill party members on purpose. If it happens in combat, unintentionally, or if you hide it well enough, intentionally.
Like, there was a couple of different options here, and all of them are bad.
There is no reason to believe that Mumbles has killed you on purpose twice.
I mean, rather than drag me out, he could have tried the medicine check. I'm thinking like the probability on that was probably better that he would succeed with the medicine check than me actually succeeding
No,
2 more saving throws.
Odds were exactly the same. He just had to roll a 10. You had to roll a 10.
Yeah, but he only had to
Of course,
roll.
if he had rolled a 10 once, then you would have been stable.
I had to roll 2 more.
You had to roll it 3 times. So
Twice.
I guess technically.
Yeah.
But if he failed, you failed a death saving throw.
Which, again, I think would have been a higher odds kind of thing.
Well, at the time that if he had done it that last time, it was the same odds as the time that you did it. So
right, but then I would have had to have done it again because I only had 1 successful save.
Oh, that's right.
1 success, 2 failures. So, Mumbles killed 2 characters.
I mean, it was a 55% chance of success.
Mumbles still killed 2 characters. That's okay. Like I said, I'm not broken up about not having.
You killed yourself with your horrible rolls.
I mean, like I said, I could have probably healed myself and still caught the guy, but yeah, it was. It seemed at the time that he was just going to keep running, and so I figured it would be fine, and I was wrong.
Well, he would have kept running had you not pursued.
Well, that was part of the problem.
Because he was trying to get away from the 6 people that were surrounding him.
Uh-huh.
And then once it was 1-on-1, he thought, well, I can take this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And he did.
He certainly did, yes. I felt it in my face. Rip Chef. I'm like I said, I'm much more broken up about like Poshu and Mishka, but yeah, Chef needed to die.
Yeah, after the first session with Poshu, I knew he was gonna die.
Why did you know that he was going to die?
Because he's stubborn.
Yes.
And you were playing him stubbornly.
Yes. I told you that was going to happen from the first time we talked about the character.
Yes, but I didn't realize how stubborn he was going to be. And I knew that before the first night ended, he was going to die.
Mm.
And he did.
I mean, he had a chance to not.
He had a chance to not. You're absolutely right.
There was some intervention that happened
but
there.
then somebody came in and stopped that chance.
Uh-huh. Never forget. Oshu could have lived.
But he probably would not have survived the camp.
Was there something else?
Would-
No, there was nothing else after where he went down. That was the last thing. That was the camp. Yeah, the camp would have been an issue. But by then he would have been level 3 to have a couple of things in his arsenal. But his horrific.
Yes, but he would have tried to kill everybody in the camp.
He also has horrifically low charisma. He'd have gotten everybody killed. I think Wortley is like a 10 on charisma, and that's about it. It's always a challenge.
Yes.
Sundays have been pretty good recently. I like that. I like those.
Good.
Looking now for. I'm almost now looking for a way to get Rezo caught, but that's a whole. Should have done that before we left. Whatever the name of the town is. I have two information for 2 campaigns in my head. And I can't remember the name of the town. The city.
Which campaign?
Sunday.
Which city?
The big one with the academy.
Cliff Shield.
Cliff Shield. There we go. I should have got him caught in Cliff Shield. Didn't do it.
No, you were caught twice, and you ran away both times.
I know. I should have taken Fang at his word and just allowed myself to be taken in, and then faced all the consequences, and then we could have moved on to other things with him. But I didn't do that. So I mean, I'm not really broken up about it because I'm still having fun with him. But there are so many things which could be done, which are not done yet. See, this is the problem with D&D. There's never an end to what you can or cannot do. And so you want to do everything, but you only have a certain amount of time during the week to make that happen. And it's just kind of frustrating. I should in character chat Ducky as Wardley. Just to
in character what?
In character chat Ducky.
Oh.
So for those anyone who is still here who does not know exactly what's going on, number one, I'm sorry. You chose this life. But multiple campaigns, all of them being run long distance over Discord, people all over the country. Also, we're social distancing. You're not allowed to be in the house with people. Stupid. No. Anyway, I should really consider not calling the audience stupid, but it's something I've been doing for so long. I just can't stop myself. Anyway, so as part of the Discord, we have a separate channel in here called the in-character chat, and it's very useful for pushing forward some narratives in terms of gameplay and things like that, and character development. No actual roles happen in there, except for jokes from time to time, but it doesn't really affect the story or anything. It just helps the team and the party coalesce together. So it's something I really strongly recommend for people who are looking to do online D&D campaigns or even just regular campaigns. Make a Discord. It's free, and then you guys can have some off-time character development, which is very, I think, beneficial when you do it right. Also, when you do it wrong. But as Wortley, who we've talked about now, is this turtle, but he's basically just Johnny Bravo, but he's a turtle. And so he does all the bad things that Johnny Bravo does and gets in about as much trouble as Johnny Bravo does, at least so far. We'll see how much worse it gets when he actually has to fight somebody. But as we have female party members, he is very enthusiastic about them. And it will be a most interesting experience.
I'm going to be interested to see when he starts hitting on Rorikas.
At the moment, he is too stupid to realize that Rorikas is female.
Understandable.
I mean, it looks like a bird. It talks like a man. I do have, like, okay. If you're not gonna do a girl voice, just say that you're not doing a girl voice. No shame in that. Micro pulls it off very well, and does some really great character development as Calliope without doing any kind of girl voice. That is not the case for Rorikas.
Well,
Yeah.
Rorikas, aka Foxy, is still in the learning stages of role playing. Well, that's true for a lot of the party.
Mm-hmm.
I've kind of gotten into the groove of role playing. It's taken me a good while, but I role played the heck out of my character today. It was fun. Mostly everybody else just sat there and laughed.
Mm-hmm. See, this is how you know you're doing it right. When everyone else is, well, okay, maybe that's not how you know you're doing it right, but that's one way that you could determine that you're doing it right, because people are reacting to it naturally. Maybe stealing the show and being the class cut up is not the best way to do it, but it's the only way I know how to do it, so that's what I'm doing. Right? Validate me, Masters.
No.
Darn it. Hey, I will say that I got everybody. They're expecting like, I'm not sure if it was just a surprise or what it was, but like everybody cracked up when Wortley started talking.
When you messaged me and said that you walked over to Taylor, I
Mm-hmm.
was like, what is he about to do? And then you started in, and I was like, oh my word. Well, this session's done. We're not going to get anything else done.
It's for fun, right?
Oh.
I thought it was just great fun. I don't know what anyone had a problem with. I was just trying to make a conversation.
It was glorious.
So he's a turtle. So people were like, my thought process on the reactions was like, he's a turtle. So people were expecting him to be, almost Eeyore, like, hi guys, mind if I join your party? Kind of. It's like, I'm like, that's so fun. And then I'm like, well, what would be fun? And right about as I'm having that thought about, well, what would be fun? Ducky's launching into this rather lengthy diatribe about how, I just can't keep losing people. I'm like, okay, so I will make somebody that you would be happy to lose. Okay, we can make this
really
happen.
How you came up with that?
Not entirely, but at least it was part of it. Also, I was trying to, like I said, I was trying to come up with a voice because that's what I do. And I'm like, I got no voice. I got no voice. Did I lose
you?
Huh?
Oh, I lost you for a second.
Oh, I was just saying that, at the same time, I'm trying to think of a voice, and I didn't have one, and I couldn't do the Sean Connery thing because I want to use him down for something else. And so I'm like, gotta get a voice, and I'd already sent you the character info on what he was, but not who he was. which is also why it's really hard to say Wortley in his accent and in Johnny Bravo speak, because I had no concept that I was going to do that. If I did, I'd have chosen a much easier name to say, but here we are. And so, like, she's doing this, and I'm like, oh man, if I only could get like this super comedic character that would just like really draw this whole thing in here, and then, yeah, that was the thing. Then,
So,
also apparently that's a
speaking
thing.
of voices, what's the thing?
Oh, the other thing that you sent me that's off topic, or out of topic.
Oh, yes. Well, I was trying to show you the most female-looking Aarakocra I could find.
So there's a problem with the idea. There's a couple of problems with the idea of a female Aarakocra. Okay. Number one. Well, actually, Wortley's a turtle. So, objection number one doesn't qualify. Because
eggs?
no.
Oh.
Because I was thinking mammal. And you know how mammals get the name, right?
I'm going to say yes just so that we can move on.
If you don't know.
Because I don't know what you're going to say.
I really want to say now. The name mammal for mammals comes from mammary. Birds ain't got those.
Yeah.
So, you say, well, she doesn't have, Rorikos ain't got those. I'm like, well, wait a second. He's a turtle. What does he care? I guess he wouldn't. So,
Turtles don't have those either.
Turtles don't have those either. And then I'm not going to do any research. I was going to say I have to do some research. I'm like, no, I'm not going to do that. Just nope. Going to think that through real quick, and I'm not going to do research.
Turtles have nipples.
No, I was going to, because birds also have kind of an all-in-one kind of package. It's called a cloaca. Yeah, I don't really know how that works out with turtles, and I decided right now that I don't want to
know. You're not looking to become a veterinarian?
Nope. This conversation has officially derailed to an unhealthy level. Like, there's a role play, and then there's getting way too deep into it. We are officially way too deep into it. We start trying to figure out how it's going to work between a turtle and a pigeon. I mean,
he's a raven.
She's
a raven.
So she claims. Oh. Can't prove it, bud.
Anyways, moving on.
Moving right along.
We had our session 0 last night.
Yes.
For Mumble's campaign.
Yes.
And so I need to figure out a voice for my character.
Mm-hmm.
But that's not the thought that I had originally. Well, I had that thought originally, and then I immediately moved to this. So we were going over our characters last night. Everybody introducing themselves and what class and race they were,
mm-hmm.
and their name. And we broke butt, and she started pronouncing her name, and I went, Gavi came up with that, didn't he? And she said, yep, that's a Gavi name.
It's a pun.
It has your stink all over it.
It's a pun. You guys will figure it out later.
Oh my goodness.
Like, I practiced that with her for like 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah, she still butchered it.
I'm sure. For your benefit, it's supposed to be Wallachon Folkpeter. Which is it's both a reference and a pun, and so you'll get it later, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, she explained it.
Oh, she explained it
after she said it. Yeah.
Well, that ruins the whole thing. So I'm not making any more names for anybody else. I'm not helping with any more characters. I'm done. People have no idea. People have no sense of build-up. Turn it, Brokebutt.
Voice, and then he changed his characters.
Huh? What?
I said, then you spent all that time with Mumbles on his voice, and then he changed characters.
Yes. Such appreciation. Many wow. Um, revive Doge. Let's not do that.
I don't know what I want to do for Leoric's voice. See, originally it was just this very breathy, as deep as I can possibly get voice with a hinge of a British accent.
Deep,
But
breathy British accent.
yeah,
Like,
so
are you? I
it
mean,
was my sister says it sounds like more. What is the rock from
Korg.
Porg?
Korg.
Korg. Yes,
Mhm.
she says it sounds like Korg. I disagree. But it's basically talks like this right here about everything he says. This is
Gee,
about as interesting as I can get.
I mean, Mr. Mayor of Greenest, it's nice to see you again.
That's not the mayor of Greenest.
It's pretty close.
Nope. The mayor of Greenest is like this right here. Thank you very much.
I rest my case.
It's not. It's a different voice, okay? This is different from this. This.
Well,
Different inflections, okay?
the other one is just out of breath.
Exactly.
I
hate you.
don't want to know why the Mayor of Greenest is out of breath.
I hate you so much.
I'm just gonna throw this out here. Sometimes the best thing you can do for a voice, if you're having difficulty getting it, is just find a different accent. I don't know why everybody in every okay, pet peeve. Why is everybody in every medieval and fantasy setting British?
They're not.
Everyone.
No.
The orcs are British in Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's Lord of the Rings.
Everybody has a British accent in the Chronicles of Narnia. Everyone has a British accent in like
Okay, you're talking about movies. That's a different thing.
I know, but I mean like in the
people on other planets have a British accent. Okay.
This is not helping the case. I'm saying that's wrong. They should have something different. I agree. People in outer space should not have British accents, but here we are.
So Leoric was born and raised in the sticks. So I may just do an exaggerated Southern accent. How about that?
I mean, that works.
So should I do this right? Is this the voice I should use for him, or?
I mean, it's not terribly different from well. But here's the thing. I'm also going to be doing a little bit of a Southern accent periodically throughout this campaign.
That's Atlanta. That ain't Southern.
I do know that this is Atlanta. Trust me, I know this is Atlanta. It is precisely Atlanta because the person that I'm specifically referencing with it is from, or at least references being somewhere from Atlanta, and that's entirely okay. Don't tell Mumbles. Mumbles is getting mad at me because I keep dropping instant players in his campaign. But so in at least in canon for this world, because I put it there is a strong connection to a Southern style kind of accent. So I'm just saying, if you wanted to pull him be Southern, it is something you could do, and it would be totally in line with the rest of the world. Leorc, though, is kind of a upper class kind of name. Makes him sound dignified. If you understand what I'm trying to communicate, do you? Masters?
I'm sorry. I got distracted by Monkey. I didn't hear a word you just said.
Uh-oh.
So Monkey has this words on stream thing going on right now,
Yeah, I know.
and the letters that were up there, I could see him laughing, and I could see chat freaking out about what the words could be.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the words possible was crap.
Yep.
But the bad word.
Mm-hmm.
The other word was one we've already talked about on the podcast here, memories. And so I put the one for memories in there, and he deleted it. He said, "Well, thank you for using that one and not the other one." I said, "Hey, somebody had to guess it. You guys weren't going to do it."
I mean, I also put an unfriendly word in his chat earlier because it was there, and it is an actual word, and it does have a non-bad usage, but not very much anymore. And I knew that.
Yes, I saw you put that in there. Yes, I know which one it is.
And
Muffler.
What?
Muffler?
No.
Oh.
I never put muffler in there.
Well, without the lure.
Nope.
Oh, somebody did.
That wasn't me.
I thought it was you.
I'm gonna send it direct to you because I can't have that in my Discord. It's still in his.
No, it was Rusty B.
Yeah, but it's like.
Oh yeah, I saw that word too.
And I'm like, it's a word. We're trying to get this thing, and at that one we were losing badly. And I'm like, there's no way we're gonna make this. So I just gotta. If no one else is gonna try it, I'm gonna try it. And then like modded it. I'm like, it's a word, and it can have a non-bad connotation. I'm not saying it doesn't always have, but I'm saying it.
Oh no, here in the South, we
normal.
say that word all the time.
You know, that's really not helping the stereotype.
Well, okay, we say it about raccoons.
I know. I'm just saying.
There's a coon in the garbage can.
Okay, we gotta stop right now. We're gonna get banned off Twitter. We're gonna get banned off YouTube. We're gonna get banned off.
My grandfather has said it 100 times.
I know.
In my lifetime, probably more.
I mean, like Davy Crockett would have been so out of luck in today's day and age.
For real. I mean, a coonskin hat.
I'm just trying to get my head warm, man. Why are you yelling at me? Oh.
But yeah. So what were you saying while I was not paying attention to you?
I don't even know. Something about D&D, I'm quite sure.
Yeah, we were talking about voices and
I was saying that because I am also going to have a character with a roughly southern accent, you having one would be totally at home in the world that we are about to be inhabiting. So you don't gotta worry about that.
Technically, we come from different worlds, so.
Well, I don't. Because.
Well, yeah, you don't. You're from the world, but I mean, my character is from Firen.
Okay.
So.
Or
Faerun. Yeah, Faerun. That's how you pronounce it.
I am very confused. So Mumbles is trying to use me for what he's doing with you and helping to build up his campaign. I'm like, okay, yeah. Uh-huh. And then he hasn't told me anything about it. So I'm just kind of going, I don't know what I'm building on or not building on or what I'm doing here. So it's kind of an interesting situation to not really be able to express properly what your
Kermit's getting better.
I'll be honest, at that moment I was not going for Kermit. I was going for something else, but okay.
Oh. That's sad.
Well, not really, because the person who I was going for is actually kind of noted for having a very Kermit-like voice naturally without trying to, so most people who try to impersonate him just actually end up doing Kermit. Because it's easier.
And who is that?
Jordan Peterson. I was kind of go for more of his explanatory style, and when I talk like other people, I talk like other people. My neighbor hates it because when I tell a story that involves him, I do it in his voice. He doesn't think that's nearly as funny as I do. I have a problem with doing things like that. That to me are just, yeah, that's funny. Why would anyone have a problem with that? Then it is a problem, and I'm just, suddenly all by myself again. You know that
All by myself.
30 years experience. Oh, it's getting bad, Masters. It is getting bad. Now. Yes.
I don't know. I'm still thinking about the voice I want to do.
Well, we can work on that. I liked working on voices. I remember there's a guy named Tim Wilson. Actually, I say there was a man named Tim Wilson. He died a couple years ago, unfortunately. Great comedian. Musical talent beyond rational understanding. Wrote some of the greatest parody songs of all time. Anyway, so Mr. Tim Wilson, he had a comedy bit about how accents were different in the South depending on what state you were from, which is one of the reasons.
Which I just pointed out.
Yes,
people.
Which is one of the reasons why I do such a great.
Doing a Southern accent, and I was like, "That's not Southern. That's Atlanta."
I mean, short of the Florida Keys, how much further south are you planning to go?
Atlanta is not Southern.
I mean, Sherman thought it was when he set it on fire. I actually think that's one of the lines in the song "Marching Through Georgia" about how they're going to burn down Atlanta.
Oh.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's what you should be doing or what we should be saying. I mean, oh, gotta stay off those jokes. Okay.
Yes, we all know you're a horrible person.
Oh, so much so. Does it actually say anything in here about burning down Atlanta? It does. It does say something about burning down Atlanta.
Have you seen episode 2, season 2?
No.
Of The Mandalorian.
Oh.
You haven't?
No. Last night got complicated.
Well,
and
that's the end of the podcast, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
Do a live reaction right now.
Talk about? Huh?
We'll do a live reaction right now. We'll start playing
a live reaction right now?
Yep.
You want to just straight up watch it right now?
No, I hate talking during movies and TV shows and things like that. That would not be cool. Unless I'm only like half watching it, and then it's like, okay, then I'm making fun of it. And I don't really feel like I want to make fun of The Mandalorian. Monkey has offended me though. Like, I feel as though I realized this as I was like loading up Golf with Friends. I'm like, oh, I haven't watched The Mandalorian yet. I should totally be doing that right now instead of playing Golf with Friends, because Master's going to want to talk about that because he's clearly already seen it. And then Monkey cuts on and he's like, oh yeah, I haven't seen any of it yet. And I'm like, well, why not? And he says, well, I'm just going to wait until it all comes because I don't like to wait. I'm like, well, that is not how that works. What you're saying is that you're going to wait months to watch The Mandalorian as opposed to just watching The Mandalorian.
Yep.
Oh. Anyway. Oh. I do have to tell you this, or send you this. So, yesterday, I was in a mood. I wanted to watch a movie. I should have just watched The Mandalorian. Didn't. I was like, I want to watch a movie. Didn't end up watching the movie that I wanted to watch because I lost a competition. So I threw it on my Discord. I was like, hey, I want to watch this movie. Does anyone want to watch it? Does anyone want to watch it with me? And I get back a bunch of jokes. And then people say, well, what is it? And this and that and the other. And I'm like, okay. Trying to drum something up. And Brokebook comes in and she's like, hey, we should totally I mean, I forget precisely what she said, but she was some. Basically, the answer was no. And then she was accusing me of having caused her to watch more movies than she has watched like all year long in the last couple of weeks. And I'm like, well, I don't really think that that's my fault. And I said basically the same thing to her, that she's been causing me to watch a lot more movies than I have all year long. And she said, though, that's not my fault either. And I said, well, we need to settle this. And she says, well, what do you suggest? And I said, well, a duel at 10 paces with pistols is probably not a great idea because we can both actually do that. She agreed. I said, so how are we going to settle this? And she said, well, costume contest, which is something I've never done before. And I'm not going to post these in general, but just so that you can get a flavor for it, Masters. I lost, unfortunately. I mean, like I had like some legit stuff here, but the theme was The Princess Bride, and
Why?
why?
Yes. Why?
Well, because we were trying to settle whose fault it was that we'd both been watching so many movies recently. And this was our trial through combat, as it were. And like I said, I lost, despite the fact that I had a real rapier and a mask.
How did you lose?
How did I lose?
You let her win.
She has gloves and the sash and the boots. I just had a black shirt and a sword.
She's a woman. All women have boots.
No, boots. BOOTS.
That's what I said.
That's not what it sounded like you said. I'm like, I know all women have those, Masters. I don't see how that's pertinent to the conversation. Thanks for pointing that out, though. I mean, it's not like I didn't have boots and gloves.
No, I would clearly call you the winner.
You know, she had more articles that were in line, and so
again, she's a woman.
I mean, at the same, but I had all the same stuff. Not all the same. Let's word this a little more carefully.
I would say that she tried harder than you.
I climbed on a bed with a thing over my face. I couldn't see nothing. I tried plenty hard, dadgummit.
I would say yours is better, but she tried harder. It's a tie. You should have gotten a third party judge. You've gotten 0 results out of it because I just said you tied, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway. So I lost the competition. At least that was the effect of it. No matter what other people think, I lost. We watched Robin Hood instead.
Also a good movie.
Also a good movie. Not The President's Analyst, though. Which is
Men in Tights?
Huh?
Men in Tights?
No, Disney Robin Hood.
Oh. Still acceptable.
Still acceptable. I had to give up a little bit because I did make her sit through Spaceballs on Thursday.
Never seen it.
You need to. I believe we talked about this last podcast.
Yep.
You need to watch Spaceballs.
Nope.
It is very good. Objectively so. It is.
I don't care.
It is parody done right. And have you ever seen Galaxy Quest with Tim Allen?
No.
This is the part of the show where steam comes out of Gavi's ears because Masters hasn't seen another good movie. So anyway,
I try not to watch old sci-fi movies and shows.
they're not
with the
old.
excep- with the exception of the original trilogy of Star Wars.
They're not old. Like Galaxy Quest is like 97, 96, 97.
That's old.
Not as old as you are.
That's true.
There are some times you frustrate me. This is one of those times.
That's okay. It's mutual.
Stupid movie. Anyway. I got nothing on that one. Anyway. Is no, I can't ask that question because then it'll mess up my viewing experience. I'm not going to ask that question. Yeah, I definitely should have prioritized The Mandalorian more this week. That's my fault. I mean, we did have a couple people who were, I mean, there isn't really anybody who was mad, but there was a couple people who were a little frustrated that they got spoiled on The Mandalorian. But I don't care. Last week. Huh. So what are you splitting your attention with tonight, Masters?
Words on stream.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, I see. It's kind of an interesting concept. I didn't realize that the lock prevents you from posting extra words.
Oh, that's why I keep getting beat out.
Yes. Apparently you didn't realize that either. That is a thing.
Because I got like 4 or 5 words in a row one time, and I only got credit for one of them.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what the crap? I totally put that in. But now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Foxy got like 4 good words off me that way. Before he told me that that's how that worked. And I'm like, I feel like this is cheating. Huh. Bunch of things just got hit right off the bat there, didn't they? And apparently mine didn't get in here. Apparently we're just doing this game, Masters. No. Ow. 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 What? Why does my footage not go through? There it is. Holy crap. We have a problem, Masters. We have a real problem.
What's the problem?
I feel like this episode is dying.
I told you that after you said you hadn't watched The Mandalorian.
Oh, that's true. I wasn't paying attention. Want to give me an hour and I'll come back?
I had to take a nap to make it this far.
That's fair. I took a nap today.
Ravioli. So why couldn't I think of that?
That's how I always feel when I see something pop up there. I'm like, really? I didn't come up with that. Also, kind of amazed that viral is not a word in here.
Oh, somebody already got Viola. Dang it. I hate when I type in a word and then see that it's already up there. It's like, yes, I found a word. Crap, somebody else found it
One more
faster.
Like virile should absolutely be a word. It used to be filled with life. Dadgummit. That is bad game design. They need to have a more complete dictionary.
Well, it's not guess every word that this can make. It's guess every word that's in these blocks.
That's the problem. I'm smarter than your game. Most of the time, some of the
That's
time.
probably not how you spell dandruff.
Couldn't have said it because I do know how to spell dandruff.
Somebody else spelled it faster than you. You misspelled it too, huh?
No,
You spelled it the way I did.
They spelled it with 2 F's. Oh, it is 2 F's. How about that? Hmm. Rough. Oh dear. Now Broke Butt's in the chat. She sees pandas. The problem. Eh.
How was Nerf?
Huh?
How is Nerf not in there?
I don't know. I put again. Ah! You won't let me post nothing. Let me see if my friend Radu is in here. Apparently not. I feel like I should be smarter than this. RAF?
Yes, RAF.
What does RAF mean? I like how Mike at least is honest about this. I make up words for this.
A promiscuous heap, a jumble, a large quantity.
Okie doke. Would you say it is a plethora? You haven't seen that movie either, have you? Masters.
Huh?
You haven't seen that movie yet either, have you?
I haven't seen what?
The Three Amigos?
The Three Caballeros?
Three Amigos.
Nope.
Travesty. What? Oh, that's okay. This is really frustrating.
There's not a second T. Dang it.
Why would you need a second T? Why are none of the words
Trumpet.
I'm typing being recognized?
Trumpet was why I needed a second T.
Oh.
Oh, the T is a lie.
The T is a lie. That explains a lot. People are watching or listening in. Upset. I don't know, Masters. We might have to pull a double or something next week because this hasn't been that much. I mean, yeah, good week. Stuff happened. A lot of setup happened this week.
I think the main problem is the main thing that happened this week. We're not going to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah. There we go. Anyone who wants more podcast material or more, just go on Twitter. It's there. That is my political outlet. I am staying out of it on this podcast. Oh yeah. Anyway, are we gonna call it there, Masters?
I think we're going to call it there.
All right.
Before I say something I regret.
All right. You can say it off air. Anyway, thank you all for watching. Sorry it's a short one this week. We will do better next week. I'll watch Mandalorian. We'll be all caught up for next week. It will be glorious. It will be fantastic. I will be upset, I'm sure, about something. I'll figure that out between now and then. And yeah, hopefully next week, by then I'll know when I'm making a whole lot more money. Awesome. We will see you all next time. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share, whatever else it is, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.
Bye.